Hello everyone, welcome to Graceful Exposure. I am so excited and delighted to be here. I want to tell you about why I'm here in Nigeria and what I do with my business, WATW Network and Entrepreneurs Group. So let's just sit down and let's talk about it, okay? All right, Graceful Exposure. Let me get this microphone here. Have a seat. Graceful Exposure is one of the platforms that we have and that we promote for WATW. As you can see behind me, this is our emblem. This is us, WATW Network and Entrepreneurs Group. And what we do is we help anybody in small business. We help anybody that is mostly in music, artists, musicians. We help LLCs. We do all that. We incorporate businesses and everything. So let me tell you a little bit about me. I am and have traveled from the U.S. to Nigeria. And in Nigeria, we have a lot of misconceptions. So today I want to talk about misconceptions. As we were growing up in the United States, we were always shown movies about Nigerians being people that had no education, people that were barely clothed, that were native and tribal, and just individuals that we would look at and say, no, we don't want to go back to Africa. We want to stay here, because if we started there and it was like that, we don't want to get back to there in what we're doing and say, hey, we want to go back to the tribal thing and start over where we're killing things and we're eating from the land and things like that. That's what we were taught in history growing up. Well, I have a lot of people now that ask me about Nigeria, because when COVID came in 2020 is when my flight to Nigeria was canceled. I was supposed to leave March 20th. In 2020, it was canceled. So as soon as the country of Nigeria opened back up, I got on the plane in September of 2020, and here I am for the 5th time in Nigeria. And I'm here to tell you that there's a lot of misconceptions about Nigeria, about the Nigerian people, about Africa itself. And first and foremost, without talking about Africa, I do have to mention Burna Boy. Burna Boy has come to the U.S. to tell people that if we get our industry and the things that we know about building, about the restaurant industry and things like that, we can bring those businesses to Nigeria, and we can bring the cultural impact that we've learned to Nigeria and help Nigerians to learn about us and help us to learn about Nigerians. That's what Diaspora is. Diaspora is being from another place originally, your ancestors being from another place and being transposed or put in an area that you're not used to being, and your children end up growing up there and not knowing about their ancestry, not knowing about where they come from. I found out through DNA that I am 30% Nigerian. I'm also 30% West Congo. So the whole portion of me is 60% of Africa. All the other European parts of me are in there too. But I just want to say that I am proud to be part Nigerian and to experience it firsthand. Now, one thing we don't know about the Nigerian culture is that they have buildings like us, they have industry like us, they have restaurants. The only thing that they don't have is a lot of the fast food restaurants that we have. They don't have those. Some of our fast food restaurants are good and they are healthy, but a majority of them, a lot of them, are not good for our DNA, for our Black African culture. And so that's a lot of reason why we have a lot of high blood pressure, diabetes, things like that. In the Nigerian culture, they don't have a lot of sweets. They don't have, if you want a donut, you're not going to get a donut with frosting on it. You're going to get a plain brown donut, and it's called a donut, and it's slightly sweet. So it's not real sweet. And then they don't have a whole bunch of variety of the candy bars that we have. But they do have Snickers. They do have certain candy bars that they keep on hand, I guess, for us Americans and Europeans. But Nigeria is totally like the U.S. in so many ways. The only difference is that I am so glad they're not like the U.S. is that they have kept their spirituality in their culture. They are protective of their children growing up to be as they are right now. Miss Kamala Harris, the Vice President of the United States, has gone to Nigeria and has just already put on display the alphabet community and how she supports the alphabet community, and so she can open up the floor for questions to the Nigerian president. What do you plan to do about the alphabet community? But Nigeria is not swayed by the Western world. Nigeria's president said that is it the parliament? No, it's the people that make the laws in Nigeria. He said that they will definitely make the laws the way they are. They're not going to be pressured to try to be like the Western world. They're fine like they are. But there is a law they are putting down and putting together to protect their spirituality and their belief that God made man for woman and woman for man. And there's a law, and I want you to look that law up specifically, that says that there's no person that can come in and try to change the behavior and push the agenda of the alphabet community on their people. And I applaud them in this. I am a strong supporter of whatever Nigeria wants for its people. There is nothing wrong with the United States and the decision that they make as individuals, but Nigeria is not trying to get that. Well, I think it was Ghana that was making that rule, but it is not trying to get that over.